All right, welcome back to episode 3 of this free course on how to email college baseball coaches. All right, so the agenda for episode number 3, we're going to install the email template. And installing your email template, guys, this is the absolute backbone of what we are trying to do. So where to find templates for those that have not heard of templates or Google templates before, you're going to go to settings, you're going to go to advanced and enable templates. I'll walk you through that here in a second, so don't worry. Here's what you guys don't want to change. You don't want to change the opening line. You don't want to really change much of the structure of how we're reaching out to these college coaches. You don't want to like change up the body length by any means. You don't want to change up like the closing line or what I refer to as the signature. Think of and you think this is easy. You really might think this is easy, especially if a parent's listening to this. But my players always screw this up. And parents that I can tell that the parents took some initiative for some of my paid students, the parents sometimes screw it up, right? So it's common to screw this up. That's the exact reason why I actually require all my students to send me a rough draft. Think like you're in English class, right? You get a grade on an essay. Well, guys, sometimes these email templates make no sense coming from a 7-year pro, right? Not here to brag or anything like that. I just want to make sure you guys understand how you present yourself can either make or break you. If you're putting position abbreviations that do not make sense, or you're putting too many positions, these are just turnoffs for college baseball coaches. What must, and I can't emphasize them as much as I can, what must be personalized, guys, is the college coach's last name. One simple sentence that shows that you did the work in a personalized sentence, and the university name, how you would say it in a sentence. All right. So I'm going to walk you through a live example using my own template, but you're, of course, going to be changing up the info here. All right. So I went ahead and just downloaded the email template to land college offers. And as you can see, pretty simple. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy all of this over and copy. And what we're going to do is, since we've already created this email account, I'm going to kind of walk you through these next steps, right? So first and foremost, we want to enable templates. Okay, so over here, let me just make sure I'm not missing anything. So we have okay, cool. So we have inside of our Gmail account, we need to make sure that we're also logged into the correct Gmail account. We need to go to settings. We need to see all settings. We need to go to advanced, and we need to enable templates. Save changes. That's going to redirect you back to the inbox, and we're going to compose our first email. For here, we're going to paste everything in, and that did not work. So let's just make sure that I'm copying and pasting this correctly. If not, I might just need to copy. I might need to, I'm going to have to download this. And I might do the same thing. I'll find the fix. I always do. There we go. You had to click Command, Shift, and then V. Sometimes the formatting looks a little bit different. Okay, so I don't actually love this. So what I'm going to do real quick, I'm going to actually download the template that I give to my students. All right, so this is the email template that I give to all my students. Here we go. This is going to be a little bit more simple to copy and paste, and then you'll see kind of the whole system in place. So I'm going to go ahead and paste that over, and I'm going to basically pretend like I am a college baseball prospect with this email. So what we're also going to be doing is the subject line. So that one I can just copy and paste over just like that. Cool. So my name is Evan Mendoza. Nice to meet you guys, by the way. If you guys, little things, okay, by the way, little things like this, I see parents and players make this mistake so much. We need to capitalize our name, right? Pretty simple. My main position, so I was mostly a shortstop, right-handed pitcher in high school, and then my city and state, Sarasota, Florida. I see so many people also do this. Not needed, right? I see people use abbreviations that don't make sense. I see people lowercase this. I've seen it all, guys. All right, so dear coach, last name. Personalize. I hope this email finds you well. Again, guys, this is where the structure of the email can remain almost identical to this, it's not a big deal. My name is, if I could spell. I've seen that as well. Players misspelling their own name, yes. Graduation year, 2014, from Florida. Florida is simple enough where if it's, I don't know, like, I'm trying to think of an abbreviation. Like Hawaii, for example, I have a couple of students from Hawaii. You can write out Hawaii just because some people might not know the abbreviation. We're going to leave this actually alone. GPA, I'm pretty sure, and this is where like sometimes players will ask me questions, and parents especially, like, is this weighted or unweighted? You can do the difference. So like for me, I think I was like a 4.3, and then you could put like a 3.9, right? And coaches will know what that means, right? This is unweighted, and this is weighted. Maybe I get those upside down. Graduation year 2014. Positions, again, what is in the subject line? Travel ball, FTB, Mizuno. I think one or two. One's the high school, Sarasota. And then this is where like you don't need to, anyway. HS, and then Sarasota, Florida. Fastball velocity. So this is where we want to bring in these metrics, right? Velocity is going to be where you topped at. So for me, I was 91, and then range was more or less 87, 86, 88, right? This is where, like, if they see you on any day of the travel ball circuit of the high school season, they should expect to see this type of velocity out of you, right? That's where also a lot of people kind of gauge themselves the wrong way. Exit velocity, to be honest with you guys, in 2014, exit velocity was not a big deal. I did not know what my exit velocity was until I think my junior year of college, because of course the game has changed. If you know what your exit velocity is, especially if you're a junior or senior, you should be cracking close to like 100 miles an hour off the tee with a wood bat. You can just put 100. 60-yard dash time. If you do not know what a 60-yard dash is by now and you're a high school baseball player, go run 60 yards in a straight line and time yourself. That is quite literally what the 60-yard dash is. For me, I was not a fast guy. I ran a 7.4 second 60. And if I'm going to give you advice right now to the ultra competitive field of playing college baseball, you want to get that closer to a 7 second, if not shorter. This is probably, in my opinion, probably one of the most effective sentences of the entire, really portions of the email, in the entire email, right? So in my own words, and what this really is doing for these college baseball coaches is it's giving them the understanding that me, myself, right? Not my mom, not my dad, not my coach, but me, myself, I know how to articulate my playing profile in a comprehensive manner, right? I'm not super wordy. I'm not going over stats. I'm not going over any boastful, awards that I won in 8U on, the World Elite, WWBA and perfect game. Like, those things don't matter. This is what, I do not want Grammarly. This is where you can just tell them who you are and what you bring to the table. So, for example, and this is my playing profile, right? So we would want to delete example. I'm mostly known for my glove, smart and quick decisions on the base paths, and executing offensive strategies effectively. I can hit and run. I can put the ball in play. I go oppo a lot. This is my playing profile. This is not, I can't repeat this enough, this is not your son's playing profile. If a college coach comes to a game and he doesn't see a hit and run, he doesn't see smart decisions on the base path. Guys, I was very well known to read dirt ball reads. And if you don't know what a dirt ball read is, that's okay. That's something that I learned playing D1 baseball. And I took that with me when I was with the St. Louis Cardinals. I'll never forget, I was in spring training playing against the Phillies, and it was a 1-1 game in the 8th inning. I get a pinch hit, infield single, nothing crazy. But with 2 outs, an 0-2 count, I was on first base. I knew a curveball was coming, and I took that extra base. And Mike Schilt, I do have a story for you about Mike Schilt here in a second, but Mike Schilt was just basically like, how in the world did you do that? That was very impressive. And that earned me more playing time in front of the big league coaching staff when I was with the St. Louis Cardinals. It was just a really cool story that I love to tell. But anyway, this is me. I don't talk about hitting home runs because I'm not a home run hitter. I hit 20 home runs career in 7 years, which is not good, right? But I was able to make a 7-year professional career without hitting home runs. That makes me feel pretty proud because, again, I'm mostly known for my glove, and my defensive skills at shortstop was elite, right? But anyway, here's some links for your reference. This is ultimately when we're trying to guide these college baseball coaches in the next step. We need to give them a clear action on what to do now. If they've come this far, if they've read all this information so far, what do we do next? We want them to click on one of these links, right? So that could include a perfect game profile, a PBR link, a 5 tool. Any of these will do. So what I'm going to do is actually just go ahead and get myself on perfect game. Yes, this is me. Let's do a quick little deep dive on who I was. Evan Mendoza, 2014 grad, right-handed pitcher, shortstop. So see, this is where I liked referring to myself as a shortstop first. Sarasota, Florida. Don't love this picture. I don't care about any of these rankings whatsoever. Best grade was a 9.5. Don't care about that either. 6'2", 193. That was... No, I think I went into college around like 6 foot, 180. Gained some weight in college though. Some metrics. I got 91 at like an East Coast Pro or something like that. 7'4". That is not good, guys. 88 across the infield. That is pretty good. This is just a very trusted source of data. This is not skewed data. This isn't like he said, she said, nothing like that. This is just a very trusted source. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this URL. And I'm actually going to change this, obviously, and put my perfect game profile in here. As far as my highlight video, one thing that I'll actually do is, for those that don't know, this is my website. I love my website, by the way. About our story. So this is kind of like a little bit of a story about who I am, my playing career. Freshman year, I had 0 offers. So I'm going to go ahead and put this link to redirect people to and change that URL. Ideally, we would want this to be a YouTube video, and the reason for YouTube, it's a very trusted, easy database for college coaches to actually find the video of college or high school baseball players who are looking to play in college. It's just easy. They know what to get. If you're trying to attach like Dropbox files or Google Drive files, it just turns into a headache. So you can also find me on Instagram or X. So again, I'm going to go ahead and plug my awesome website, and I'm going to go over to my Instagram page. This might be where you guys found me. But yeah, go ahead and copy that URL now and put that right here. And then Twitter, I'm not going to do that because just don't really, I post a good amount on Twitter. It's just for time's sake. Thank you for your time. I look forward to the possibility to develop my skills at, we're not going to touch that. And then my full name, again, my name is, and contact information. So this is where, again, with whatever email address that we're sending them from, again, this is our new email address. We want to be including that at the very bottom, right? Phone number, 987. Cool. And that is it. Let me see. Shouldn't be cutting that off. There we go. A little bit smaller is fine. And the reason for that is because we want some level of a brand identity, right? If a college coach doesn't click on this, doesn't click on this, doesn't click on this, we want them to be able to put a face to the name. And again, this isn't a super sexy email. It's not designed to be super sexy. It's designed to get the job done for these college baseball coaches who are looking for talent, right? Looking at all these resumes, and at the end of the day, we're trying to differentiate your son with the rest of them. So I just went ahead and rewrote that template using all of my information. Keep watching, because next episode we're going to be building your school list.